You looking for
You
the
are
best place to
listening
grab
to
yourself a pizza
Unequal
and, of
with
course,
Jaycee Carroll
entertainment?
and
Look no
Ajay
further than
Falbeson.
Ruby's
But
Pizzeria and
first,
Grill at
our friends,
795
the
East,
Peanut
1400
Roses.
North. Ruby's Pizzeria and Grill has your salads, delicious pastas, creative pizzas, all that including watching some good games on TV with your buddies. Ruby's Pizzeria and Grill also has a Thursday through Saturday 9 p.m. to midnight menu. That's right, 9 p.m. to midnight, Thursday through Saturday, you get the delectable items. Our producer, Adam Lurker, and myself went there, while Adam had the chicken fingers. I had this beautifully made gourmet hot dog with a delicious pretzel bun wrapped around it. Most importantly, Ruby's Pizzeria and Grill has the best customer service. Their employees are there to take good care of you, led by their manager, Thad Willis. So stop by Ruby's Pizzeria and Grill and let them know that the Unequal Podcast sent you there. 795 East, 1400 North in Logan.
Weeks from them. That's cute.
And it's not Cabo.
Come on. Oh, sorry. Where do the rich people go?
Spin.
Where do the Hall of Fame players?
Generic ads.
Really?
I don't go, but that's where I'm going.
That's where I'm going.
That's a broken mellow. Hey? If you went in the Holiday Inn and Hotel and nope, they got a free breakfast that don't quit. It hits different. Don't sleep, I think you tell and Eddie, don't wait a minute. That's way too much cocktail time, but tell them what guests are, Ajay.
Well, this is pretty cool, actually. We have 3 All-Americans in here, 3 Conference Player of the Years in here. Happy to have Tai Wesley, who was a WAC Player All the Year, and or WAC Player of the Year, and then also a All-American after a phenomenal senior year, where he on the team in points, steals, and rebounds. Looks amazing. And then, of course, first time in Unequal podcast history, we have a returner, Gary Wilkinson. He was that good and that demanded to having him back on the podcast that they wanted him back. Jaycee, I know you're jealous that they demanded Gary back on the podcast. I know you're angry because Gary made fun of you for 40 minutes and everyone loved it, but here we go again. And this is double the fun because I get Ty and Gary. So this is exciting. Gary and Tai, thanks for joining us.
Should we do a roast format?
So I was thinking, and I told Jaycee, I want to do a roast. I'll pay for the venue and everything, the dinner and all. And I want Gary and Tai, and that's it. We don't need anybody else, and it'll be the most entertaining hour. But you said you were too sensitive to do it.
They are too sensitive. I don't want to be roasted.
That's the best part about it, though.
Oh, my feelings will get hurt. If she gets so mad enough to call. The best part, look. I don't know if we could fill up an hour, because I don't think you could stay on stage for that. Well, I would.
He can walk up all he wants. The crowd would still be there. We still have the jokes.
Look, we can't fill up an hour, so there's not enough jokes for PC. It's too accomplished.
Me.
No flaw in his character. He's immaculate.
Oh
my goodness. Completely clean.
A big thanks to everybody who's helped out on the podcast, especially the Painted Roses for welcoming us in. Okay, so I have to ask you a question I've been dying to ask you, Gary. On the last podcast where he said, "You guys ever give Jaycee crap?" You're like, "Yeah, I used to give it to him." I know Ty did as well, but I always thought there was like this aura that like if you were a new player like you, Gary, or you, Ty, and you walked in and it's Jaycee Carroll, you guys mind your business. You don't talk trash to him. You leave him alone. You know, you put the socks on if you want. You grab his bags. You fill his water jugs. And you guys, it seemed like it was the complete opposite.
Hold on, back up. Gary, I may have had some of that, like, respect. Not like carry your water bottle, but like respect for something. But the meaning of Ty Wesley is a completely different.
Hold on.
Okay. Because let's start. And for nobody.
So Jaycee Carroll rocked up in the hallway of Mountain View Towers. He had a visor flipped upside down and backwards.
Which were awesome, by the way.
Some cargo pants and these wooden shoes. And I used to call him Geppetto because he was wearing these wooden shoes everywhere he went. These wooden shoes, they looked like they were made out of wood. And so I said, "Hey, Geppetto, where you headed today?" "Oh, well, I'm going to church." And I said, "Who's this goofy guy?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, you guys on the basketball team?" "I'm on the basketball team." I said, "No, you're not on the basketball team." "Oh, no, he wasn't wearing the shoes." Church, he always wore the shoes to church and class with jeans. He wore these wood shoes. He was wearing rollerblades. Oh, my God. He was wearing rollerblades up. "Hey, you guys on the team?" I'm like, "Bro, no." I mean, I'm from pro, so I don't know anything about swag, but this dude was way goofier than me. hey, you got, I'm like, no way this guy's on the team. First day of practice, he cooks everybody. He's making crazy shots and he's out running everybody. I was like, dang, this kid's good. I knew I was going to redshirt. He could redshirt, but he was planning on playing.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's how we started. So I look at us as two idiots, freshmen. We were right next to each other. We lived right next door to each other. We do dumb crap. We play 64 and throw snowballs. Like, we were on the same level till he blew up during the season and after the season. Then I went on my mission. I came back. He was the big man on campus, but I still looked at him as this goofy neighbor of mine that showed up in rollerblades. So I didn't come in and just be like, oh, Jaycee Carroll. And I was like, nah, I know Jaycee. I was there on their first day. I threw snowballs at his wife, got him pissed off. Like, I know this guy. I'm not going to give him any respect because he's the next door neighbor boy.
I thought Garrett was rough on Jaycee. This is even other.
Yeah, but that's if they're standing like I don't know what the expectations were for us on campus when we first rolled up. You know, Jaycee, some goofy guy from Wyoming, back from a mission. Wesley, he talked about the good stuff, but barely got him on his work scholarship or something up here. Whatever that was.
Offering on a legit scholarship. Robert Martin, Flat Eddie Brock was good. So, no, hey, violation by the legal counsel I had advised way we're phrasing.
And then we had Matt Former Summer, but they put us in the Mountain Dew towels. Like the lowest of the low.
Community bathroom.
No concrete rooms. They didn't even put me if they went on a team. I'm with a random student.
Hey, he was called Nolan.
It was ended up being great.
And then he had like a stem mullet. He was the man.
That was my roommate. And then I see 6'9", 6'8" kid walking. They haven't introduced me to anybody. Like, hey guys. I mean, just like Kai said. I know they looked at me like, what is this guy doing? And then we started playing basketball. But look, some of the best times were that. It's still my favorite memories. Some of my favorite memories of basketball are driving to Spectrum on game day. I had Ty Wesley in the front seat, Matt Wasano in the back of my Ranger. You know, and it's the side seats, the side little seats.
You got to sit like horizontal.
Yeah, sit horizontal.
Yeah.
And Ty has the window down, just yelling at everybody. That is Jaycee Carroll's picking penalty.
Hey, I go back.
He was your I-man and your wingman then.
Oh, he was the best hype man. Like, it was so much fun. He'd kill us in the scout team. He'd let us all know that he was cooking us, making me mad. I hated scout team guys. Like, I hated their whole everything. I wanted your scout team. I love my scout team guys. But I sounded bad. They work hard. They do.
I'm going to tweet this out. Jaycee binds every scout team player that ever played scout math.
What? Every scout team guy would go out and kill and be like, see, I should be on scholarship. And you're like, no,
you have the green light. You're playing as breezy.
But I don't know if you know this about JC, but if there's any person in his life that has ever, like, created any sort of distinct advantage between himself and JC or herself and JC, they're dead. Right, like, so when he says I hate with scout team, it's only because someone on the scout team made a shot at some point that they shouldn't have made, and he's like, that's not worthy of shit. That's not worthy of them. They're totally. So, like, I've heard him say that about people that are very close to him. Like me.
I tried to remember, like, Jimmy, love those guys. There's different freshman year, but, like, with you, they won. And
Yeah, please, name. It's good.
Cool. It was Blake Tillotson. Oh, freaking Blake. Now, again, I like Blake, and Blake had a lot of good things.
But was he a tryhard?
Oh, yeah, but I love that about him. Like, he's a tryhard. Like, he showed up. He's like, I'm going to beat Jaycee in the mile run. Like, I'm going to defend Jaycee. Like, he took that challenge on, and I liked it. But because of that, like, it was like, hey, you're not going to beat me. I remember the 2 mile run. I was sorry. This isn't about
But try. I ever beat Jay. Listen, Blake. I don't know if you know who I am, but I ran with the Bengals on 5 or 3 years here. Mr. Basketball, Wyoming Cowboys.
I don't know if you know, Blake, who's won the mile run for the Valley of Hares. His name starts with the J and ends with the Carroll. See Carroll. Yeah. Anyway, and you'll see Carroll pass on the mile run track. I didn't know if you knew that, Blake. I beat John Neal already. John's in the past, in the rearview mirror.
You said it, but yes. There's a 2 mile run. I didn't know how much he had to take. Did all much of it take, so I parked myself on his back hip for the first 6 laps here. Wait, I was drafting.
What did Blake or John?
This is Blake. I did it with John too. Because I didn't know how much they had to take. And so I just set that pace, and then there's 2 laps to go. I'm like, I got late. I'm ready to go, and it just was. So how much is your peanut butter?
I will end up being high set lap.
I mean, he's good. I respected that about Blake. You've had interactions since. Like, I've actually reached out to him. But
He said, Silver Lady starring.
yeah, but this isn't about me. Look,
Yeah, and it's about me. Hey, look, get Esty.
Former Skyview quarterback and Utah State football walk-on, Ted Stokes has established the #1 bankruptcy law firm in the state of Utah. Stokes Law's playbook is helping individuals and businesses overcome tough financial situations. If you're facing garnishment, repossession, foreclosure, or just overwhelming debt, give Stokes Law a call at 435-213-4771 or visit their website, stokesbankruptcy.com. Stokes Law is a debt relief agency and provides guidance under the United States Bankruptcy Code.
How often do your guests speak on this podcast?
yeah, it's a good point. Okay, so look, we do have Ty for the first time. Ty, he came on, he didn't decide, but he redshirted, and then he went on a mission. Where'd you go?
I went to Oaxaca, Mexico.
What was the hardest part about coming back from the mission back into basketball? Jaycee was shooting.
Oh my gosh. No, it was getting in shape. Getting in shape was tough. I mean,
He's still fighting the
I'm that guy. I love a donut. Never said no to a donut. It was hard to get back in shape, but fortunately, I went to the place that I didn't gain weight. I actually lost some weight, so that helped. But I was always kind of flabby, so getting back in game shape was probably the toughest. But I remember clear as day. I was in Hawaii because my parents moved to Hawaii when I went on my mission. They were in Provo, and so I went back home to Hawaii. I remember calling Jaycee and saying, Jay, I'm back. Who's in my spot? Who's the 4-man? And he's like, Ty, I'm going to shoot straight with you. You have Steve Ducharme in your spot, and he started every game as a junior. So the likelihood of you starting is very low. He's probably going to start every game as a senior. And I was like, oh, well, I'm going to take a spot. So I told Jay, I was like, I'm taking his spot. And then, fast forward, I took it 10 games in the season. We were 5-5, had a kind of a rocky start. But we turned it around, we won 10 in a row. And the rest is history.
Yeah, let's talk about that year a little bit. So you did come in. When did you get back on campus?
It was summer. The second, there's 2 summer semesters. It was the second summer semester. And I lived with you and Nick Hammer. You and Nick Hammer?
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Nick Hammer.
Nick Hammer just came up on, he was new. He was his first year up. He was a college guy. No, this was 5th year. Yeah, he did it. Yeah.
So I think I lived with you and Nick Hammer, or Nick Hammer. No, it wasn't. You were married. It was Nick Hammer and James. Do you remember James? He cleaned like a pool at openings.
Oh, yeah. James Wade.
Yeah.
So I lived with those 2 guys. Still talk to James.
Yeah. So I lived with those 2 guys, and that was fun. I mean, I came up here, didn't know anybody. Again, you were off doing your thing. But yeah, I tried to get in shape with and those things.
So when you came back up from mission, you, I think, played 35 games, and all 35 games, you started 24. I mean, so did you start, so then you sat the first few games, I guess, coming off the bench, I should say, and then started after that, is that right?
Yep. So 10 games in, I started, and then I gave, so the one game I gave the starting lineup back was his senior night. Steve started up with me. But other than that, I started every game after that.
Well, when was how was it not giving to that? You're going to be the starting lineup. Was that like on game day, or did you know during the week of practice? Or?
I don't know. Tyler remembers well. I think it was before because Tyler's parents, I remember where we were in Bakersfield, and Tyler's parents got in the car and drove out. So we must have gone out the day before and shoot around or something, but I found out the day before, then I was nervous as crap, and I remember forgetting a play, and the game kind of was close, but we ended up winning and going on that nice win streak. And
I remember this because we had this conversation, I think, with Gary, because at one point, we all mentioned you 3 All-Americans were on the same team at once, and it was incredible.
Yeah, I had a great game at Bakersfield. Do you remember? 21. I think that was when
You happy the play or spit your gum in?
Yeah. So remember that I was chewing my gum right before they inbounded the ball. And then, like, right as they inbounded the ball, I dropped the gun out of their mouth, and I looked down to grab it and catch it, and they passed it to my guy, and he scored. Coach Yates.
Wilkinson, what are you doing? Wilkinson, what are you doing? I was like,
And I was too embarrassed to say. I was like, I just made a mistake. Sorry. And then I get out of the bench. I can't remember what assistant it was, Coach D or Coach Ware. It was like, I saw what happened.
No, it was a great game for you. You had a season high 21, tied your season high. You led the team with 27 points. You guys won by 22, 88-6.
You was under close scale.
Over Cal State Bakersfield.
also then it did feel close. I remember all those big, they felt.
And I mean, there was a really interesting story. You lost to EA Sports, which I thought was a bad thing, and then you said, no, that's a dang good basketball team over there.
Hey, sort of, dude, yeah, more no.
Dude, and they had all red, once all red.
Yeah, they're good.
They were all pros. They were just playing way to go overseas.
Interesting. It was an interesting year. You lost to Weber State 78-71 that year.
Hard.
Lost to Cal Poly 83-69 on November 15th. And then Utah.
UC Irvine.
And you lost to UC Irvine by 1970-51.
Oh, yeah.
In that game. Hey, and those kind of things with those situations, because you hear stories about Coach Morrill. Like, how does he handle, this is not a great stretch for you guys. Cal Poly, UC Irvine were losses before you beat Austin Peay, but how did he handle those things with you guys? Like, losses like that after, on the road?
I would say, like, that's the thing for me, at least personally with Coach Morrill, is, like, he was always so hard on us that it really wasn't a change between, like, winning and losing.
Really?
Like, he was pissed, and you knew the things he was not going to be happy in practice, but it wasn't that much different.
Yeah.
You were kind of like, I didn't notice, like, because my senior season, we're on a 19-game winning streak.
Then you wouldn't know.
He ran out of being angry, so he stopped being so angry.
Yes.
But for what I remember is, if he decided beforehand that we were going to have bad practice, there's hope. It didn't matter what we did or how many layups in a row we made or how good we were. It was a bad practice. We were going to have a bad practice, and he was going to be pissed, and we were going to be there for 2.5 to 3 hours. So, like, his mindset's a lot of tension. For me, is pretty true. He knew he was going to be an angry guy. We were going to just get the end.
Yeah. But I would say, like, he knew how to get the most out of his player. So
I think this is the story, the 72-48 loss at Utah. You guys got blown out by the Utes there. And I think it was after that game. Is that when you had that conversation with Coach Morrill about wanting the ball in your hands more? Is that right?
Yeah.
The whole team.
Yeah. Like, that was the
Really?
That was the one time I went, I only went up to his office once. And that was after that game. It was like, hey, I told him, well, there are among other things, but one was, hey, I think things should go through me a little bit more. Not just like shoot it, but so I could try to facilitate. There might be other things.
I would get the whole time.
Well, but there were other conversations like, can Ty Wesley might need more time. Tyler Newbold might need to step into a bigger role. There were some things like that eventually happened 10 games in. I think Tyler Newbold began to start a little bit later.
it started on the same game, right?
Yeah, same game.
But it was hard because they were two freshmen. Before we started recording, we started talking about, and Ty made a comment that we underachieved. And I didn't feel like we underachieved. I just felt like we weren't. A lot of these young guys, Ty was a freshman back from Michigan. Ty Newbold was a freshman back from Michigan.
Starters are a freshman.
Yeah, Pooh Williams was a freshman. Gary Wilkinson is his first year up here. Like, we had pieces that were unbelievable. There still just was some maturity that had to happen.
Yeah, but I would say, but no, because look, I remember when Coach Morrill came in to the team room in preseason, I remember him saying, they have us projected at winning 30 games this year. Remember that? Do you remember that conversation in the team room? And she's like, I think they're wrong because we don't need to play that many games or something like that, joking. But he's like, there's high expectations of this team. You just look, you have Brady Bell, who was a 5-star recruit.
You did have Brady.
And you had Steve Ducharme back, who had a great junior year. You had Chris Clark, who had a great junior year. You had Jaycee, who's obviously killing it. You have me, who's coming up. Who knows where I'm going to fit in there? But I was an All-American at JUCO, so I was going to probably fit in somewhere. And then you have Ty coming back, newbie, who, like, that was a team. Like, as far as I'm concerned, that's a team. And so, like, even the new pieces, you had enough there. It's just, you had enough there. Like, Brady, he didn't pan out.
I presented a Brady to Winco. The Pocatello, Idaho. Guys, end of the free. That's your the craziest thing. I'm in the urinal taking a piss. No. Actually, I'm not. I'm with my daughter. She's taking the piss, and I look over the stall and I see this big dude, and I'm like, dude, I think that's Brady Bell. So I go, Brady, and he looks. Run up, give him a hug. I'm like, where have you been hiding? He's out on the Fort Hall reservation.
Doing dope, really?
Horse and Casino.
That's not him up. I think so.
I've been out right now. I've been wanting to go. If he's there, I'm in.
Dude, I think you run into him up there. Braden Bell.
Is he a big dog? Like,
big dog
on the show?
He's got a big goatee. He's pretty fit, but not like...
Dude, Braden Bell could ball.
He was a bucket when he had a high man.
Oh my gosh. He's 6'10", soft touch, great moves, great footwork, like had a body and just mind. Like he just couldn't get his mind there.
You know what's I'm going to ask you guys, all three of you, this, because, I mean, Coach Morrill is one of those no-nonsense coaches. Like, you dress high, jersey's always tucked in, you look sharp, you act sharp. But guys who may have, I don't want to say fall off the wagon, but weren't, as you said, maybe mind right, you know, did he have you guys, like the leaders, go to talk to them, or did he talk to them?
No one talked to them. You figure it out.
Well, there was never a conversation with Coach Morrill saying, hey, go talk to this guy. Like, sure, you would go talk to somebody. You'd take it yourself.
But you wouldn't, would you do that? Or
his teammates, we look and see.
So, you asked J.C. Carroll if he was aware of anyone else's needs.
Hey, this story. J.C. Carroll walks in the team room one day. He's like, I've wrote up a report for everybody on what they need to do better. Harris starts handing them out. Newbie, you need to shoot the ball a little bit more. Keep playing defense, pass me the ball. Ty, you need to lose some weight. You need to do this. It was going to hit on everybody. That was one time. I remember I did do that, and I put it down until it was set. You wrote it all around, and it was thoughtful though. Was it? It was. I mean, it was shading down to shoot the ball more. Like, please, someone could tell you that.
But you're asking, like, you as a JUCO All-American, and you coming in being one, you're going to be one of the guys. How did you take that from him?
I was like, oh, JC's at it again.
Like you're around a person long enough that you're like, there's no ill intention here.
No, he didn't hurt my feelings.
There's no ill intention. It's like you just take it with what it's intended to be. Like, hey, I want to help our team out, and then you just make fun of the vibe is that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So that is one of two. The second time he comes in, he's on the computer in Mike Williams' office, looking up stats, and then we're all in the team room, and he comes in, he goes, guys, when I score 28 points or more, we're 9-0. I need to score 20 points, and we'll win every game. I'm like, that's it. That's our problem. Tell Coach. You should totally go to Coach and tell him that. That's what she said, Coach.
The best part is this is serious. Like, this isn't like not joking. He's not.
We're only joking too.
That's the best.
He's not laughing about it. We're all laughing.
That's what's so funny. It's like he is like so like he's like, yeah, good. Look, it's simple. It's simple. It's math.
Can I ask, did you actually, being the scorer you were, did you actually have that thought process? Like, the more I touch the ball and shoot, the better chance we have to win. Like, I mean, you're talking two pretty doggone good post players here.
And where's that line? It's not to be mean. It's like there was a deficiency. There was a 9-0 to back it up.
Do you remember that conversation?
I do. But yes, like, I do make comments like that a little tongue in cheek.
No.
A little like.
No. Hey,
So it's a man that I know the people. Hey, they've got to set up the level of who we're dealing with, right? He had though, so we had to just keep him in check because there were some guys like Tyler Nibble took him serious every time.
Oh yeah, I can see Tyler Newell
Like this. Yeah, he's assistant coach, and I don't know. So, but Gary and I sat behind Jaycee every day and filmed, and I just had to poke him because he was a megastar. I was a nobody. I gotta bring him down a little bit. So I'd sit behind him and like he'd hand out this thing like Ty Wesley, you need to lose weight, you need to pass me the ball, you need to sit for the screen. Okay, that's not the rules by the way. That's not how it's being. Don't paper. I'm like, dude, I think there's a paper cut Jaycee right here, and I put it on the back of his head, pull one of them.
Oh, it's so. And I turned to him because I didn't sit next to Jaycee, and I thought, and I was just so Nike in all the cupboard, and he like. Because we just saw the movie Jackass. Remember, he cuts his knee and cuts his face. So I was like, I'm going to see if this cuts today. And you moron. Moron. And he thought, no, it was. Then we call it the tabernacle. Then he shaves his head. So he shaves his head his senior year. And there's a BYU basketball player.
It's a buzz cut.
There's a BYU basketball player notorious for what? Having a buzzed head. And I was like, oh, she look like. Wait, Jay. Hey, does Jay look like Navanari? I'm like, so morons do. It's so sure. Jaycee and Jonathan Talent. Jaycee and Jay, 2 a year gone up. Man, he was mad that whole week. He was mad that whole week. But BYU. Oh my God, what did we say here? No, we didn't. That's what I did, but BYU. Oh, was that funny? Is that fun?
Yeah.
Do you remember the
Good times.
Sure. You know how many people are going to come up to him on the street and call him Geppetto, man?
In mental shoes? Yeah, I wish, I finally, Bailey threw them away.
You've worn shoes too.
She said it went to us. She threw them away. I looked for later. Yeah, later. I looked to buy a replacement.
There's why you get married.
Hey, so you don't find yourself walking around with wooden shoes. That's more fun.
Mary, these were some things that I like most about that year that I never did previous, and I didn't do that I never did previous. That this team and these guys were presented with the South Padre Island, and we got there at night to start, and we went out swimming in the ocean.
Oh yeah, we almost lost Modu.
Yeah,
Look, there's an open back.
There you go. There's a run. But like those kinds of things, like we go to like Santa Barbara player, Cal Poly, whatever. And we went out the day before the game, like we were in the ocean playing. Like these were things that made the experience more fun for me and more meaningful. Because we do those things. I wouldn't have done those things because I'd be like, oh, I'll be tired, I'll be unfocused. But these guys help bring that element in.
That's wonderful.
Did you guys almost listen to the ocean?
Modu. Well, now we love Modu. That's true. But we're what was it? You and me, Matt, Tyler, maybe like our little group, 5 of us. We're in the ocean having a blast, and it's not good weather. It's dark. It's nighttime.
Yes, night.
And it's windy. There's like a storm.
There was a rip out there.
Yeah, current. And we're just splashing around, dunking each other, and we all look over, and our teammate Modu, he's dark, like he's dark chocolate. And we look up, and he kind of scares the crap, like, Modu. Didn't know he knew how to swim, but he was swimming out there. Yeah. He were like, Modu, you should come back, man. That's nothing. He's out there, buddy.
Yeah, he did it. Modu was, remember, because we all got there for summertime, and then we roll into the team room to meet everyone, and then Brady was upset because he was like, "Oh, I'd never met this guy. I come back to my apartment. I'm supposed to room with him, and he's gone, and my car's gone." And he's driving the Bronco, but it's not the white Bronco, but he just moved here from Japan. And I'm like, does he even know how to drive? How old is Modu?
3.5.
35. Everyone thought he was so pissy.
Modu was old.
When he just brings his car back and he doesn't think anything of it, Modu was great.
What were before we get back to this your freshman year? What were some of the team activities that you guys would do? I mean, like for during at home, like you're in Logan,
You're hanging out, nothing to do. I think you were married by this time, but were you the list?
Well, when they came back, yeah. Before he left, I wasn't.
What did you guys do out? I mean, a night at a time could have been just a freaking who with you two.
I was married.
Also, you were all like solo.
You heard of this cat named Wild Bill?
Yeah,
Have you had Wild Bill in this thing?
we tried to. He ditched us. Jaycee scared.
So me and Wild Bill did some stuff. We had some good nights. I don't need to go into it.
You can read it in the paper.
Yeah, we got in trouble a little bit, but we did some stuff.
It's
We maximized our notoriety.
an opportunity.
Yeah.
What happened when you guys were getting in trouble? Like, when Coach World talked to you?
When I got in trouble, so the biggest thing that I did the summer before my senior year is I got caught borrowing the golf carts from the football team, throwing water balloons at people.
That's amazing. I don't feel bad about that.
Jay, let me tell you the whole story. Okay? So Darcy's our friend. She's the football manager, washes their stuff. And they got all the cool gear, like the socks and the gloves. And we got not the cool gear. And so we go in there and anyways, the golf carts were there. And I shoved my key into it and turned it. And it went on. So that's like the 4-seaters. So we went to the football field and we're just flying on the field, throwing footballs at each other. And then the next night, we were like, let's do that again. So we went out, and I had these balloons. They're normal-sized balloons, filled with water. So we got 4 of these big balloons. And we pull up to people on the quad, and then bite them, and then just throw them like this. Just soaks them. And people get pissed, and we drive off, because they're fast golf carts. We book it. So then there's this...
And he's not recognizable.
There's a couple... there's a couple walking towards us, and we're going this way. And I'm on the back facing opposite, and I get one, and I throw it. And the kid just goes... And the dude kills her. And the boy starts chasing us. And I was like, give me another. So I'm about to throw it again. This boy stops. Then they call the cops. Cops pull up. And Preston, Medlin, and I just leave. We just book it. We ditch the carts.
Sure.
And we run from the other side of campus all the way down the football stadium. We get to my car. I'm like, say, the cops call. Hey, this is Officer Johnson. Come back up here. So we get busted. The girl we were with ratted us out. We get busted, and I'm just like, please don't tell Coach tomorrow. Please don't tell Coach tomorrow. So they told Coach Duryea, and Coach Duryea kept it from Coach Morrow. So he made me do extra workouts, and I had to do 100 hours.
Until now.
I was going to say, the fact that Coach World didn't know would be shocking to me.
I've asked Coach Morrow after the fact, and I'm pretty sure he said he didn't know about it. But I had to do 100 hours of community service at Utah State, and I had to do an extra run with Coach Duryea. And
So I felt, how far did you run?
I don't know.
It was like 2 miles. You're showing it running.
No, I did. Just one.
Dude, the 2-mile run at Utah State was not 2 miles. I don't know if you guys knew that.
It was less?
Yeah.
I know what a traffic looks like.
Yeah.
I know how many laps we ran.
No.
4, 8.
Yeah, the time's all right.
The times, that's another story. It's a
Time names are different. The distance.
I hated the mile. Actually, the 2 mile is not as bad.
The person most dialed in with the 2 mile was Nate Harris. He'd say, Ty, if you want to make the time, stay right by me. I said, cool. I'm not trying to miss this time. And he has this internal clock that is to the T, that we made it 2 seconds before our allotted time. Dialed in, past the 2 mile every time. Now, Pooh Williams on the other hand,
Never make the 2 miles.
he's 0 for 5 on the 2 mile road.
Never made it.
always had a cramp.
Always had, yeah, the most cut, well-defined person.
Yeah, just shredded and then couldn't make the 2 mile run. When my fat bud, who never had a 6-pack his entire life, can make it. Pooh Williams faked an injury, got cramps. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, well, Nick Camber was the
It's okay to talk.
Yeah, you ran behind that flat, leave the track, disappeared, go to the bathroom or something, then hop back on and run another lap as if it was his 8th lap. And
He was slick at everything.
oh yeah,
He was a little slick at everything.
Slick Nate.
Camber.
Really good was this flashy year freshman season. You guys won a bunch of games. Idaho, Boise, New Mexico State at home. You go on the road, you win a couple of games, but then you go to New Mexico State and Las Cruces on ESPN2 and get throttled by 30 of 100-70.
We had lost our teammates before that.
Well, that's the trip where you guys lost the 3 guys.
Yeah, La Tech.
So Doug Hoffman, the media relations guy, finally, I don't want to say names, but he finally told me who it was. And I was like, did it make that big of a difference? And he goes, it probably did. I mean, for the fact that you're on a back-to-back in the road.
Oh, so these guys, the only reason I wasn't one of those three
it's because they
is
nice.
these two guys.
Do you remember this conversation?
I remember it very, very vividly. So I remember Steve Bouchard and Jackson Meyer coming in my room and say, bro. So we just pumped La Tech. Was a boring game. They sucked. We beat them every single time. It was a nothing game. Nothing special about it. We come back to the hotel and they're like, they're cheerleaders. And there was only like 3 people in the stands and then the cheerleaders. So we obviously got a good look at them. The cheerleaders have asked for you specifically, Ty. Number 42, they want you to come to this party. They want this number, this number, this number. And they say my number. So, hey, that's 6. So I'm like, let's go. So I'm getting ready to go to this party. And we don't have a lot of clothes. We're wearing our sweats. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to go out. So I'm on my way out. And these two grab me. They're like, where are you going? I was like, what do you mean? I'm going fast for me. Like, that's me. No, you're going anywhere. Sit down. It's like, you're not going out. You're going to sit here and you're going to play Showtime with us. And I was like, oh, you guys are right. Yo. So then I said, like, you guys go ahead. I stay home and we play the PlayStation 2 all night. And then in the morning, we go to the airport and these guys are like, dude, you missed the best night. There was all these pretty girls. It was awesome, blah, blah, blah. Then we land in Las Cruces and these 3 guys are nowhere to be found. Coach pulls us to the room and is like, hey, these 2 boys have been sent home. They're mug shots from the paper. And I'm like, dodging a bullet. I don't know. Yeah. These 2 guys pulled me out of some trajectory.
But I'd like to feel like I've been a father figure to you, but
you guys did lose 3 straight at some point. Nevada at Reno by 5. It was a postponed game.
That was a tough game. We battled. They were good. We battled. I think Marcellus Kemp had 36.
He did.
And I think I had 35.
You had 29 in that game.
Yeah, they had JaVale, right?
Yep, they did.
But JaVale was like, guys, he's like the worst player in the NBA. Was he really that good? No, he wasn't. But he was long. But the thing is, I remember I had him, he was posting me up and he spun baseline, but I was like, there was nowhere to go. And his head's behind the basket and his arm reaches back around the basket and lays it up. And I'm like, yeah, man.
You would do something every game that you go, oh, what did I just watch?
He'd also do something like this. He goaltended one of my free throws.
Yeah. That's why he
ball still and he's going around in RBQ.
Yeah, he's the MVP of Shaq doing full.
Damn. So he'll do something unbelievable and something so dumb.
Yeah.
So Nevada and then who?
And then you lost it. You guys were up by 14 against Hawaii. You were in first place this time.
Yeah, that game hurt.
They come back and win 71-66 over you.
I was not good that game. I wasn't good that game.
And that was all state.
I got no fouls.
Yeah, that's aggregated.
You had 27 to lead the team. You had 8 boards. Gary, you had 16 and 8, and Ty, you had 12. And you guys are only 3 in double figures.
That was Hawaii.
That was against Hawaii. No, yep, that was against Hawaii.
I was in Hawaii.
I was out of Hawaii.
That game was frustrating. They went to San Jose State.
Went to San Jose State. You guys lost a heartbreaker, 70-6. Hey, so can I ask you, Doug Hoffman, and he's the media relations director at Utah State, and one of the finest guys. He wanted to be here so badly to see you. And you too, Gary. He loves you.
I'm just saying, look, bud, we other don't with that. No, let's put a salvage on. It's really want to see. Yeah,
he told me, you know what? Ty could have been considered, like in the NBA terms of Draymond Green, that you were probably a little bit extra, even considered a dirty player in the WAC and probably college basketball. Would you agree with that? You were probably a little too much.
100%.
Really? I don't think so.
Look, man, because we had some passion. Like, I saw him step on a guy's chips. Boom. I remember elbowing this dude in the face and try to break his teeth. Yeah, I just think that it was a lot of these moments were so emotionally charged. And what's crazy is you get this raw emotion because it's pure. It's like a pure love for Utah State University basketball. It's different now. I don't think you see it anymore. I think when you get money involved, it changes. It makes it up. Like, it was the passion for what we did and the pride we had and the people we were doing it with was such at an elevated state. It was crazy. And so, yeah, I would kill somebody on that court
I wouldn't flinch. I would try to pick a fight with everybody my freshman year. Every game, I try to pick a fight.
When did you have to learn how to hone that? Because, I mean, how the importance of you on the court, and I think there's a quote actually by Stu Morrill talking about you, how important you were on the court, that they needed you, and that ejections like that for the team.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if I ever really learned, but...
Because you got ejected against BYU too, right?
Yes, my senior year,
Like 30 seconds into the game.
but things changed as I got older. When I was a freshman with these guys, if I got ejected, I was like, Steve Duchamp's right behind me. He's good. When I got to be a junior, when it felt like it was my team, couldn't do that. I didn't feel like I could do that. Now I got ejected my senior year, but it was 30 seconds left in the game and it was bogus cut. It was a terrible. I grabbed the ball, chinned it, and a kid fell over, and I didn't even hit him, and they threw me on the hit. But the one in San Jose State as a freshman, I felt like my role was very different. I was kind of like an enforcer. I wanted just to pick a fight with their biggest guy and try to do a jerk about it. And so that game, I remember watching from the locker room, and then we lost, and it was a close game. We could have sealed number one.
You guys would have had
Solo outright. Instead, we had to win it by points, and then 14.
The men's basketball program went 287 games without losing 3 straight until that time. You were in double figures. Tyler Newble's in double figures, as well as Chris Clark. Those were the only 3.
And Gary didn't show up. He played out. There was a lot of
And we played about.
So you guys went back to a winning streak. You guys beat Boise in Boise, Idaho.
That Coach Laurel promised that we do.
I remember that game. So certain games I don't remember tonight. I don't remember the Hawaii game at all. I remember San Jose State, and I remember that Boise State one was cool.
What do you remember about
The Boise State game?
Yeah, on the real.
I remember it was hostile. Taco Bell. I remember I felt like if we're not the best team, that's the best team.
Yeah.
I feel like they were just a very solid team. Had players that played their role really, really well, and they were tough. And I remember my matchup was I would go against Matt Nelson, who was just like a farm boy, tough. Nothing was easy. You're gonna have to grind the whole night. And then we bratted out one and beat them on their home court. I remember Coach Morrill told us he promised us we'd win. It was a praise game.
Sweet dance. We met Idaho,
and then Boise. But
You guys went to the tournament. You win by 20 over
San Jose.
Yep, Idaho, San Jose. You both beat by 20. Then you play Boise. And you lose by 10 in that game. Lose by 10, 88-78 in Las Cruces, New Mexico to Boise State. I sent you to the NIT. Is that why you feel like you guys overachieved? Is because you ended up in the NIT instead of the NCAA tournament, despite?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hit it on the head earlier. You had 3 guys that are now in the Utah State Basketball Hall of Fame on the same team. But you also got to look at Jaycee's point where I was very young. Like I said, if I got ejected, I was like, Steve's right behind me. Matt Fomisada up and cut me. I didn't really care. My role was different. And so, but yeah, I feel like I made that comment because we were on the same team. And I think if we were on the same team a year later, or we had one more year together, I think we easily get to the NCAA tournament and easily could make a run of the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
With one more year together. But, I mean, we did that the next year. Imagine if we had Jaycee on that team against Marquette, we beat them by 15, and then we keep going. So,
Yeah, last year, you guys were pretty good, too. In fact, you never lost a game at home.
I remember it, yeah.
So that means you lose 1 game.
Sand Warriors.
Wait, who?
68-1, St. Mary's.
Was that the bracket buster game?
No, yeah,
Well,
yeah, it was right.
It was this terrible fault. Because remember, didn't someone chase the refs out of the gym?
Yes, it wasn't Bracket Buster. So we played then Bracket Buster the year before. Then the next year they came to our house and played us early because we played BYU to St. Mary's the same week. Yeah, then we beat BYU at home, and it was a really emotional game. We wanted to beat BYU at our house. Beat them, was great. And then we took out St. Mary's, who was a Sweet 16 team that year with Omar Sandan.
Yeah, I do.
And they called a charge on us, I think on Pooh. And so that kind of sealed the game for then. So like that. But
yeah, you guys didn't go to the, this is Gary Senior. Everyone was still talking about this game as the most heartbreaking one, but you guys went to the tournament, did extremely well. Of course, you beat San Jose State. You beat Fresno State in the quarterfinals by 17. You beat New Mexico State by 1.
That of their year, favorite out newbie was the freaking man.
They showed up. The first half, they came out and they had these guys like it was Jamar Gibson.
Yeah, Adams in the boy you played with the Prince.
Wendell McKinnon. They had
Blood. Young.
He was.
Kendall. What was his name, dude? There was Romario.
I don't know. They had some guys that were just
Troy Gillenwater.
They were just good. They were so talented, and they came out hit everything. We played good D. So the first half, we're playing catch up the whole game. Finally, we get within 1 point and run this play. Newbold hits a shot, and it was crazy. But we're playing catch up the whole game.
No, yeah, but like we were down by. We were down. It was timed. We fouled them. They went up. He hit the first free throw. Went up by 1. Shot, missed the second free throw. Went over my head. The guy behind me gets it. Newbie ties him up for the rebound. We have possession.
No way.
So they dropped the play for you. Coach Morrow gets you the ball. It's for you to come off the street.
Yeah, come out.
Come off, and then they helped over on Newbie. You kick it to Newbie. Hits that corner shot. Boom, boom, bounces in. We win, dude. It was huge.
I remember Doug Hoffman said this really well. Being down 13 to New Mexico State was like being down 20. It was a absolute hill.
Their talent was unbelievable.
Yeah,
they were so talented. And when they put it together, you could lose by 30. Like the game we lost by 30. When they really played well and put it together, they were so hard. And they played well for that first half. They just came out and hit us in the teeth.
But it was discipline. They weren't disciplined. That was doing things they weren't disciplined. And that's where Coach Morrow kind of waved today for. So is it?
You guys finished 30-4. You beat the Wolfpack. Actually, handled the Wolfpack. It was 72-62. You led all scores. Was 21. Jared Quayle. You guys have talked about it ad nauseum before we even got on the show. That how good he was. You both actually had double doubles in that game as well against Nevada. That was a big win too. Nevada was darn good.
Because I remember Coach Morrow calling it the Nevada, the Reno Open.
Yeah. Because they had the tournament like 2 or 3 or 4 years in a row.
Yeah, and they were good. It was not like Nevada was really good. If you have it at the crappiest team, okay, they have a limit advantage, they're going to lose. But Nevada was tied for the best team in the conference that year, and they had NBA talent. Arnold Johnson. Like, these guys are good. And so that was a big win. I remember,
dude. But do you remember we just steamrolled them? Like the whole game, it was just like they couldn't. And I remember we'd go to timeouts, and Coach Morrow wouldn't even say anything because we were all just like talking, and then he just kind of just let us go.
Yeah.
It was that was the thing that I think we lacked the year before.
Was leadership
no, it wasn't even leadership. It was like. There's this cohesiveness. Like, it was just like, there was no point at my junior season, and maybe it's just because everyone was new and didn't know their role, like Jaycee already pointed out. But at that point, we already knew what everyone was going to do and how it was going to pan out. So I think that's probably more, the Jaycee point is like, yeah, you're better, but you're just more cohesive. You just you know where shots are going to come from. You know what your teammates are going to do.
Jaycee, you ever think, what if, give me one more year?
No,
this team.
I don't sit and think about it a lot, but I mean, yeah, like I was saying at the Hall of Fame speech with Ty Wesley going in, like me and him went in the same year.
Yeah, 2020.
I even made the comment. I said, getting on a mission, if we had 4 years again, then what could that have looked like? I mean, so that's, Ty Wesley and me playing together for 4 years, that could have been pretty sweet. It didn't happen that way, so I'll look at it. I do look at it a little bit. Maybe this is me trying to. But what they did the next year was unbelievable. I mean, it's maybe the best record in school history. Awesome stuff, and yeah, it would have been a lot of fun. And I've said it, they've repeated it, but there was just a maturity that came having another year together, having another year with Coach Morrow's system that they could sit in the huddle and have those conversations. Where the previous year was kind of like, Coach had to lead a little bit more. We kind of had to, just wasn't quite there the same.
Well, I think too, like when Jaycee leaves, it's kind of like, well, who's gonna fill the gap, right?
Yeah, was there a major concern on that from your point of view as the leader of the team?
No.
There was outside noise.
Yeah,
there was always outside noise.
The thing is, dude, like
they can replace Jaycee.
Like I'd never as far as my perspective of what I could do as a player, I was always confident in my ability to kind of I'm not going to, Jaycee is a better scorer than I'm not going to put up Jaycee's numbers, but I'm like, I can do enough. I can do enough. And Ty's going to come up and Ty can do enough. And then we filled the void with respect to the offensive numbers that Jaycee brought. And I think, but in that, I think a lot of people felt like, okay, now I have a voice here because I'm part of it. Whereas like, there was like just as a cheap and Jaycee just had a huge shadow. He established himself so well. There's like, you kind of like, okay, well, how do you fit in here? Kind of fit in around that. And then his lead is like, okay, well, now we're going to figure out how to take up that space. And you become more gelled as a team, I think, through that process.
Hey, you looking for something fun to do this summer? How about you go to Bridgeland Adventure Park, located in Garden City, Utah. Bridgeland Adventure Park has all sorts of adventures from ages 2 to 92. A 4-levels ropes course with 73 events, a giant swing, a 450-foot-long zip line, or get on a tube and head down the 350-foot slide. They're also accepting business corporate groups. You and your office want to get out of the daily grind? Sick of staring at your computer for 8 hours a day? Well, bring the company over to Bridgeland Adventure Park. Enjoy some delicious food, a snow cone, a fun time with your coworkers, and lasting memories. Bridgeland Adventure Park is located at 722 South First Light Drive in Garden City, Utah. For more information and questions, go to blap.rocks. That's BLAP.rocks.
Just one last note here. Onan Johnson scored 20 points, 17 of those in the second half. Luke Babbitt was a freshman. He went 2 of 12 from the field. They went 3 of 21 in the first. Actually, 2 of 21 from the field to start the game.
Yeah, we came out and
Defensively, just seemed like you guys don't.
oh yeah, we were. I think that was one of our best defensive games. And I think, dude, when you start to talk at the end of the game, do you remember this? And I was like, dude, we're out by like 6 or something at the end of the game. There's like 30 seconds left, and Ty's starting to talk. And he's like, "It's over, boys," or something like that. Ty, it's not over, man. He's like, "Gee,
It's all over.
Yeah, that's not over. It's over. We got him. We got him on their home court. Yeah, let's go.
Let's mention Derek Quayle, 15 and 10 in the game. You had 14 and 11. Jason was a pretty darn good rebounder too, but I loved how you guys talked about, highly respectfully talked about Jared Quayle, one of the more underrated players in Utah State men's basketball program history. Would you guys agree?
oh yeah,
Yes. I mean, Jared Quayle, he was a choir.
yeah."
He wasn't allowed, he wouldn't tell you where to go, what to do, but he played loud.
Yeah.
And the fact that he could score when we needed him to score, he could play defense, and he was a crazy good rebounder. I think he was the only one that, well, I don't know, it might be speaking out of turn, but I remember Coach Moore allowing him to go to the offensive boards because he was such a good offensive rebounder. And he never allowed point guards to go to the offensive board. But he got the green light to go because he was a phenomenal rebounder.
Well, and his adjustment too, he had a rocky, and I did too, a rocky first 5-6 games, but then something clicked for him, and he just was
Fully his one game sewer.
Yeah, BYU,
yeah.
that was it.
Who was a better rebounder, JC or Jared?
They're probably all the same. Low, they're tough.
What do the stats say?
Well, JC was pretty darn good. But Jared was usually getting double-doubles because of rebounds.
Jared is more athletic than JC, but I can't say who's a better rebounder. Dude, remember that dunk he had?
Where to them?
Yeah. Jared had bounce, like sneaky bounce.
Your senior year, it was phenomenal to win together 30 and 4, and usually they get you a DC religious seed and said you guys finished 11th.
You were 3-5, but
4.
No, you weren't.
30 and 4.
These guys?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
You better look your stats up. They're your own.
Well, I guess 30 and 4 had finished the regular season until they went to the NCAA tournament. Then they
were what?
Then they were 30 and 5.
So you were 30 and 4, what?
My senior year, we were 30 and 4 out the door. We were 33 going in the tournament. His senior year, we were 30 and 4.
Oh, yeah. They had those stats, 16, Colgate State, Kellogg State.
Hey, be incredibly co-op 1, Gosner Classic tournament.
Hey, who was volleyball shoes? Who was volleyball shoes? What's it with the Canadians?
Can you tell me the story? Oh, I've heard Gary tell it. I want to hear you say the story too.
Yeah, so we're playing Laval University. You ever heard of it? Me neither. Canada somewhere. And Coach Morrill's best thing was to build up the team like we're playing the Lakers. He was like, they got a guy on this team. He gave BYU 25. And I'm like, oh, dang, dude, this guy's going to cook us. And then Yeah, like this guy's coming out. We go out for warm-ups, and homeboy's wearing K-Swiss that look like he just mowed the lawn. He's got green stains on him, and grass stains. And I'm like, is this the guy that cooked BYU that is good at we have to watch for? We beat him by 100. And I'm like, Coach Orwell's crazy. This guy sucks.
I mean, after that, I lost respect for any exhibition game that film that we watched. I was like, no way.
And didn't Tai coach you?
Yeah, we were in the circle getting ready for the jump ball, and you're like, geez, that guy wearing volleyball shoes? Isn't that the guy that cooked BYU? I was like, damn, those are volleyball shoes.
Grass stains because he just mowed the lawn. I was like, what? Sides to side, everything was a landscape.
Let's probably go a rub down from Canada, play some basketball, run home.
For house. Because, like, how's Coach World build this guy up like he was the man?
Yes.
And then they'd write these things on the board. Do you remember this dude from Hawaii? Post Thug. And he was like a Suriname guy that wanted to get in a fight with everybody. I was like, that's my guy. He's a little heavier.
Yeah, I've never liked it. See, that's what I like about Ty, too, because Coach World everyone was always great. Everyone was always better than us. And we kind of buy in with that idea. And I was always, Gary said it, too, at the end of the Vatican, bro, it's not over yet. But Ty had none of that.
No filter, bro.
Hey, this guy sucks. Go kill him.
Yeah.
I don't care what the board says. This guy is garbage. Go kill him.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. Like, be like, oh, man, we got to play good time. Be like, oh, these guys suck. This guy's trash. Like, we just got to show up. Like, Ty had that, and that's one thing that I actually like. I wish coaches were more like that. And towards the later part of my career, I'd walk into Jay's like, yeah, he's got a garbage. Let's freaking just show up and beat them. But that wasn't the Utah State culture. But I like that.
Do you remember Bill Amos?
Weird. This is tough.
Dude, why? He was one of the dude. He was like the best on-court conversationalist. Do you remember? Dude, it's like he wasn't even playing basketball. He like I remember I had this one on the block, and like I went up and under, and I like went right through his nose, and I scored the basketball. And we're running up the court. I was like, "Hey man, that really hurt." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "That last move you did back there, you hit the right one."
He would talk to you on their game,
But I had to tell, like, the Coach Morrill hated that. Like, he did not want him talking. So Coach would look at me, and I could see him watching me talk to Bill. Bro, you gotta like shut up because like my coach is giving this. It was and then it's like Fox and the Hound. I felt like Fox and like the Fox can't talk to the Hound. The coach sitting there watching. I was like, dude, Bill, you gotta be quiet, man.
I talked to Bill a few times on the floor.
He was all his move, bro. It was good ball. He was on. Yeah, like they also saw that. It also sinks. He just accepted his fate. He's just like, you're gonna blow us out. You're gonna blow us out, but. We're gonna do it on this vlog. Yeah, he's like,
I remember I had my assistant. I hit him with the up and under too. He'd always bite.
He did, and bought out every time. He could not get to it.
Yeah, he just could not help himself. Just trying to block this.
The Marquette game, was your first NCAA tournament game for both of you guys. You had a 6-point lead, 59-53, 441 in the main league after a 14-2 run. And then, of course, the other one happens, an air ball into the right hands at the wrong time, and ends up being a layup. Like, can you guess from your point of view, cap that game from me for your read?
Go ahead. I don't remember anything about it. You just said stuff about it. I remember I had a bad turnover towards the end of the game. That's all I remember. I don't remember. You just said we were up by 6 with 4. There was an air ball. We shot the air ball. Did I shoot it?
No. So the air ball. So we were up by 6. Jared fouled out. That hurt us.
And Jackson
Jackson came in. Things weren't flowing. We went, like, the clock started to wind down. We were up by, like, 1 or 2 or 1, and they shot a 3 air ball that went right into their guy's hands. Oh, he made it, went up by, put him up by 3 or something like that, right? Then I had that 3 step back, and remember it hit like this, boom, boom, and fell. I mean, it was like, it was like this, dude. I leaned back. If I would have just went straight, I'd like,
they said if that 3 goes in, that game was over. Like, if they go to overtime at Marquette, they went done.
See, I don't remember anything from that game.
Oh, I've blocked it out of my memory. I was so
I've never watched it on film. 0 ton. I've never watched it either.
Really, guess I haven't watched this since.
Dude, that was like that. We had that. That was our season though. We'd always just grind through games, and then with 4 minutes left, we were up by what we needed to be up, and we were a solid team just to finish out. Play the foul game, play the clock game, discipline getting through our offenses, and then just a couple of fluke things happened that game that just didn't go our way. And like, look, it was Marquette. You got Jimmy Butler.
And then you guys for 11th seed. You're 30-4 on the year, and you end up as an 11th seed.
12th.
No, 12th seed? No, there's 11th seed. We're the 6th seeded. Yeah. Oh, it was bad. It made no sense to anybody.
We were 30-3 and got a 12th seed Western.
Yeah, large. We weren't even in that.
Well, we weren't that large. We won the. Oh, you did sitting here, yeah.
Yeah, your senior year was great. I mean, you had a couple of tough losses. The 1 point loss to Utah, 68-67.
No. Well, my senior year.
What was your senior year? Oh, you're 11-12. Wow.
Georgetown, BYU, Idaho, Ryan, Kansas State. So BYU to Georgetown, those aged well. Idaho killed us. If we don't lose that game in Idaho.
Who kissed us to Idaho then?
In Idaho.
Moscow, Idaho?
Who was it?
It was
it Coach B?
Coach B. So Brady broke my nose that week, so I had a mask on that game. I didn't play well. We didn't play well. Nobody played well. We lost. That loss turned our season the wrong way. We don't lose there. We're 31-2 going into the tournament with our 2 losses being BYU at BYU by not a lot. And Georgetown, we got blown up.
Was that the 6-8 time about Idaho game? Was one of the turn your season
the wrong way?
Yeah, you got
all had
64-56 in this game.
Yeah.
And that was in Idaho, you said, rather than Moscow. You guys were ranked 17th in the country in the AP Bowl, 21 in the Coaches Bowl.
Yeah. We beat St. Mary's and St. Mary's that year.
We found Brady had
17 game win on man. I didn't have to hit him.
17. Yeah, we were just. Well, I mean, to be fair, the conference was down. We didn't have New Mexico was good, but not great. Nevada was good, but not great. Like, I mean, some of your teams we played against were so good. We didn't have. Boise State was probably the best team besides us. We handled them pretty easily in the WAC championship. We just rolled through everybody. Won
Who was on that team?
For your team? Yeah, Brock Heath Payne led that game with 14 points, 7 assists.
Brock Heath was my point guard. I had Newbie and Pooh, me and Bendel. Brady Jardine was our first guy, and Brian Green was our other first guy off the bench. So those two kind of killed everybody. And then we had Morgan Green coming off the bench for big, and that's about it. This is about the only guys that played. Fonason was always solid.
You won the bracket buster game that year too, by the way. You can go in St. Mary's. Was that the Brady Jardine dunk?
Yeah.
Well, as when St. Mary's, I think, clouded themselves back in that game.
Yeah,
Brady got a foul and a dunk, and it just set the whole tone. The night was over for them.
That dunk was crazy. That game was crazy. It was packed. It was sold out. They're on top of us. They're 20-something in the pool, and we had 20-something in the pool.
22. They were 21, I think.
So something like that. So it was a really big game at St. Mary's, and Brady dunked on that dude's Mitch Yellow's face so nasty.
Am I reading this right? Did you guys beat La Tech 72-30?
Yeah, probably. La Tech was good.
Oh, dude, and that's always at La Tech, dude. You should.
That was at Rustin.
Or go look at the La Tech game our senior year. Do you remember what it was? It was like 17-14. Yeah, it was like 17-10 at halftime or something, and it ended up being like
a blowout.
I remember I had 17 points that game, and I had, I think, 60% of our points.
It was. But La Tech was sucky every time, except for 1 year.
Magnum roll, bro.
They had it squall.
Well, they had the 1 year they had Paul Millsap.
You played even far.
Yeah,
they were all right that year. But that gym, that court was the worst.
Yeah, it was like an energy suck, dude.
Yeah, like all the floors have a bounce, have a flex in it. This was like they just glued wood straight on the concrete.
Yeah, and there was no atmosphere.
No atmosphere.
And one person in the crowd would try to talk trash.
And then you have the cheerleaders enticing you.
They're all doing stretches in front of you. It's like, gosh.
No, we never lost then.
Yeah, they had to edit this podcast.
No, we had nothing. This is great. Tyler Newble hit the 1,000-point mark, the 35th player to do so. Your guys' 20 wins were a Rio season school record. tied with the 99,000 team and the 1,001 team for the third most in school history at the time. And then you guys went on a nice little run after this. You beat San Jose State. You go to the tournament. And you had a bye?
Yeah.
Because you get San Jose State. You guys win by 58-54.
It's close. They had one kid that was like, he thought he was Kobe. Adrian Oliver.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was Kobe, wore 24, and he was cooking. He cooked us. But we ended up beating them. I think I had some free throws at the end of that game.
Yeah, you did. You had 14 and 12 in that game, 14 points, 12 boards. And you guys were 29 and 3 threes, the second most. And by the way, you were named WAC Player of the Year. That was your seventh double-double of the year as well. Nate Bendel had a great game, 12 forwards.
Is it seventh? Only 7?
Seventh double-double of the season.
Only 7 double-doubles?
Oh, that was up to that point.
Yeah, but we're in the semifinal this point. And then...
So my senior season, I had 15, 16.
Hey, I wasn't the greatest rebounder, but I would box. They put me on one of my camp. I'd box them out for days.
Jared Quilty took in a rebound.
You know what? I wasn't the best scorer, but you put me on the other side of the floor, and I'd take the guys away from everyone else so they could score.
So I would box it out. I just wouldn't go get the rebounds.
You guys won the WAC championship for the second time in the last 3 years. 77-69 winners over Boise State.
I remember what the Boise State kid said to me at the free throw. Bro, just let us win. You guys are going to get an at-large bid anyway. Get you for our confidence.
Rocky Payne was permanent MVP at a 19.4 assist game.
I know.
You were also on the all-tournament team. Nate Bendel was on. Nate Bendel at 19 and 16.
What? That's that game.
Hey, it's not hard when all the attention was the one guy. You're standing there alone on the other block.
Dude, hey, you're starting to sound a lot like Jaycee Carroll right now, dude. Carroll.
Man. Then you guys ended up getting Kansas State in a really tough game.
Something trodden. Kansas State. Good.
Jacob Pullen.
Oh, bro.
They cooked us.
Yeah.
73-68. You guys were at 12th seed and playing the 5th seed. Again, you're 30-4 on the year. No respect.
30-3 on the year.
30-3, sorry. About to be 30-4. And Kansas State was 23-10 at the time. So, yeah.
They're good, man.
You had a team high 18 points. Brock Keith had 17. Then senior Prue Williams had a career high 4 threes and had 16 points.
He had a great dunk, too, against Kansas State.
Yeah.
He should have dunked a lot more.
Oh, my God.
Or did he dunk a lot?
No, he did not dunk a lot. He should have dunked a lot.
Yeah.
He was like a baby mini.
I led way in the dunks both years when I was here. Just so you know.
You're also a tall son.
And let's be fair, he didn't really have a lot of attention.
We're
throwing all that trade down away.
Hey, you know what? It's so true. I would never have been where I got without you two. I owe so much of my success to you both, very much.
If I leave with anything today, the fact that when I score 28 or more, then we're 9-0, it shouldn't have been addressed a lot more after.
If Ty just would have lost more weight, maybe you would have been the instant of a draft.
Seriously, it was always how bad I was.
Yeah, right.
I highly doubt that was on my list.
It was. I can't even remember what was on my list because I was just like,
Ty, do that.
No, and they act like they were like, oh yeah, they were only behind. They were like, yeah, let's go.
no, I remember what was like, he's like, Gary, is there any way you could change your red hair color? I don't like it.
All right.
Change your face.
Yeah.
So let's. I know you guys been some dinners with your time, and you got food to go pick up for you. I know you get you guys out here soon. I do got to ask you though a couple quick questions. One, give me your thoughts on Coach Moore. I know you speak ad nauseum and just about how great he was, but from your personal thought, please.
For me, yeah, he was a father figure for me throughout my whole career. I mean, I had to do a lot of growing up, as has been mentioned. But yeah, I have nothing but love, respect, gratefulness towards Coach Morrow. He did so much for me in my career, and has helped me become the person I am.
Best player you ever played against in college? I know you mentioned a few of them, but
Player ever played against in college. Paul George, probably.
really? And you both shut him down, or Prue Williams did?
No, it shut him down.
But he was good?
At the time or after?
Well, all the answer is yes. Like the margins between a Paul George that's in the NBA and a Tyler Newbold, the margins of the difference isn't like the gap just keeps getting smaller and smaller the higher the levels you go up. Like, no doubt, Tyler Newbold was an elite defender, especially that night.
Elite. At the time, yeah, the person that gave me the most nightmare guarding was Luke Babbitt.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was a big guy, he was a lefty, he could post up or he could put the ball on the floor and hit threes, mid-range, all three levels of scoring. He had tick and he was 6'9". So he was a tough guard for me. I remember he blew by me one time and I was like, guys, you gotta help me. What did he do? He was cooking. He cooked me. You know, and then the thing that bothered me the most about him is I could never get him back because he wouldn't guard me. He'd go guard our 5 guy, and they'd put Dario Hunt, which was a much longer, athletic, way better defender to guard me. So I was like, listen, I got to guard this guy, and he can't guard me back.
I don't remember. Best trash talk you played against. Where he talked to you with
Gary?
Did Gary ever talk? Because I heard like a practice coach was like, you guys should shut up, you guys should practice, and then get off the court.
Oh, no. We talked. There was a lot of talk.
Really?
I would talk to Brady a lot.
Oh,
I would talk trash to Brady and try to make him feel little.
But what you said you do, correct?
Oh, Brady, he made it easy.
So I would look. Brady was nipping at my heels my whole career. Right? He wanted to take my starting spot, and he got to start with me when Bendel went out for a heart condition. And Brady was phenomenal, but he was always pushing me because he's always nipping at my heels. But I know that if I could hit Brady with a move in the post, and then I started yapping in his ear, his head would explode. I gotta get him back, and he'd try to do something stupid, and I'd pull a chair or something. So I always try to get Brady because he was trying to take my spot, and I was like, well, I'm gonna show you. I'm just gonna beat you with this little trash talk. Or I always try to trash talk anybody. The person that did trash talk a lot was Matt from Sun because I tried to hit him in the post. He was so strong. Hurt my shoulder if I hit him, but I talk to everybody.
Oh, yeah, Ty Wesley, Scout Squad Ty Wesley was the worst.
Hey, did you play the little Channing Frye for a...
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. So he's not like... I was the worst at Scout Squad because I wouldn't shut my mouth, and I had the green light. So I was chucking threes. I got to wear the red jersey that day. I was trying to make everything, and I felt like everything was a good shot for me. I would cook. One time, Spencer was bringing the ball at the court because the forehand would bring it up, and he tried to cross me, and I took it. I went and dunked in. I'm like, I was a jerk. I was a jerk. Spencer probably hated me the most because he was my matchup, and he cooked me, but he was supposed to cook me, so I didn't care.
You know, that's right. Like the Scout Squads, they get green light, they turn into the other person. Like they get to be
Paul George,
right? Mikey George,
yeah.
Paul George, for the day.
No, and these guys were shouting really good, and then certain guys would think that they were that good, and then they weren't that good.
Yes,
I'm telling the truth.
We started out talking about the Scout Squad.
They think they're that good. Like, the problem is I had Matt from Sana was my Scout Squad, so I had respect for Matt always, and Matt was tough. So I never. But some of these guys, these guards that came in and thought they were all Americans because they were cooking us on the Scout Squad. It's frustrating. But I was that guy. I was the most. And
he was the most always Scout Squad.
I talk trash and her.
Him and Ollie Johnson. All right, so JC, you get double, and you had to give the ball to these guys for a game-winning shot. Who are you giving it to?
Oh my goodness! A shot? Yeah, this is Gary. You throw it to the post, Ty. That's as diplomatic as I can be. Something combat, man. It is.
I would have done the same thing, though.
Yeah.
I would have hit the shoot over me any day of the week if it's a shot.
Seriously, I've already did the left. Like, you West the same thing about Sam Merrill. And I said, give Sam the ball and let me space the floor for Sam, letting him make the decision to shoot or pass it to me.
Better post, better pick and roll play.
Oh, I didn't get to play any pick and rolls.
We didn't play pick up.
All right, fine. Better screen.
So I give a way better screen. Dude, coach would...
We're pointing at Ty, by the way. We're pointing at Ty. He was notorious for slipping screens. Yeah, he was. Gary's like, oh, set another Wilkinson screen there.
Coach Worrell I came back after my senior year after I was overseas. I just wondered how we got you the ball so much on the post. because it never happened before. And then all of a sudden we went back and like, because you never screened your guy. So they always had to pass it to you when they caught it because they were never open to shoot it. It's like, you never set a screen. And I'm like, hey, look, should they shoot it or should I shoot it? I think I should have shot it.
Approve of that.
Oh, man. Give me one more good behind-the-scenes story that we call good.
Well, Jaycee,
Give me a
I think we're in Boise.
Yeah.
We're in the elevator.
Yes.
We're going up the elevator. One on floor 3. And Gary and I are always trying to do something silly. So we're going up from the lobby, and I hit 3, and then I hit 2. And Gary looks at me, and we stop, and we both see it's 2. Gary and Jaycee just walks out. So he walks out, we act like we're walking out, and then we hurry close the door very fast. He comes back, realizes what happens, books it as fast as he can up the stairs, and acted like he got on the right floor. 3, and he just walks to his room, and we're like rolling out with the planet. He'd act like he didn't. He's like acted like he did it on purpose because he was so fast that he beat the elevator there.
It couldn't be beat. He's like, no.
Who was your hotel roommate? Gary was there for a while. No. There was. I don't remember who it was when I got older. When I was seeing, I don't remember. Maybe Matt or Ray.
Yeah, I had Matt for a time.
Yeah, I think they mixed it up sometimes.
We lost a game room.
Can I hear about the elevator package story with Jared Quayle?
No. Yeah. So can I tell you the craziest roommate?
I want to hear it.
So my redshirt year, I'm with. It's first road trip. I'm a redshirt freshman. I'm not playing, but they bring me on the trip. So I'm like, vacation. We're in California. It's warm. We're going to like Outback Steakhouse. I'm ordering like 3 appetizers, eating chocolate cake. Anyways, we go to bed, and I'm rooming with Spencer Nelson. So I'm like, sweet, dude. I got this freaking senior. So we go to bed, middle of the night. This dude sits up in his bed and starts yelling. Where's my mom? Where's my mom? And starts pointing. Top of his lungs. I look over and I'm like, somebody's getting abducted. What's going on? I don't know what's going on. So I'm hiding under my sheets the rest of the night. He lays back down and goes to bed. And I'm like, morning, I'm like, Spencer, what was that? He's like, what? It's like, bro, you were screaming and pointing at people at the bottom of your bed, telling them to leave them alone. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you. I have these night terrors. It's like, I almost stomped out my wife the other night. I thought worms were crawling her bed. I stomped him out. I stomped out his wife. I was like, you probably should tell people that before you get...
Well, the best part is Gary all roomed with Spencer in different leagues.
Yeah. Did you get that experience?
Oh, yeah. He woke up. He told me, but he wore it. He's like, gee, yeah, I sleepwalk.
I kept him from walking out of the hall like, on a 7 trip. Spence, where are you going? I just come back down.
All he asks is, I'd say, can you just be nice to me? That's all he ever says. Like, hey, I sleepwalk. It's kind of weird. Be nice to me. He woke me up by looming over my bed. He's a large figure. And I'm just like, no.
I want the package story with Jared Quayle.
So we're at Copper Mill for pregame meal, and Jared Quayle hates physical contact. He hates eye contact. He hates speaking. He's just an introvert. And coach used to say, like in the post, when the guy comes to the middle, instead of being like this, put your hands back, chest up, and you foul him with your package. So it avoids you from fouling if you try to be like, right? So we're in the elevator with Jared, and it's just us 3. And so we have him cornered. He's in the corner. And the second the elevators close, Gary and I turn, and we just start foul with your back, and we're both just smashing. And he's in the corner like,
they'd be hazy today.
yeah, and we're just like, but the problem is the doors open again, and Coach Worrell's standing there waiting for the elevator. So he looks in and sees Gary and I with having Jared up in the corner going like this, and he's like, "What the hell are you guys doing?" Coach, we fell in with our package. But that was poor Jared Quayle had to deal with that.
Oh, the best part was Jared's just such an introvert that any type of like that it was the best. Because he was the one that saw Coach first, and it was the fright in his eyes and what tipped me off to something going on behind me. Because I was so entrenched in my practicing what Coach was teaching us that did you remember the fear in his eyes? Because I was like, down, Jared, down, look at back here, down. And all of a sudden I look at his eyes and I turn around and Coach Worrell there. But then I was like, oh.
Jared did nothing wrong, yet he felt the most guilty and the most shame of what happened in that moment.
Well, he wasn't practicing. And we.
Ty, Gary, this has been a blast. Thank you so much to the both of you, and congratulations on your success at Utah State. Being a Hall of Fame class as well, 2022. Appreciate you, Jaycee. Thank you. That was fun. You guys got things to go do, so we're going to let you go. But appreciate you all. Thanks for listening to our podcast. Please rate this with 5 stars because Ty and Gary were on it. That's the only reason why you need to rate. Let's go. All right, thanks, guys.
You're looking for the best place to grab yourself a pizza and, of course, entertainment? Look no further than Ruby's Pizzeria and Grill at 795 East, 1400 North. Ruby's Pizzeria and Grill has your salads, delicious pastas, creative pizzas, all that including watching some good games on TV with your buddies. Ruby's Pizzeria and Grill also has a Thursday through Saturday, 9 p.m. to midnight menu. That's right, 9 p.m. to midnight, Thursday through Saturday, you get the delectable items. Our producer, Adam Lurcher, and myself went there, while Adam had the chicken fingers. I had this beautifully made gourmet hot dog with a delicious pretzel bun wrapped around it. Most importantly, Ruby's Pizzeria and Grill has the best customer service. Their employees are there to take good care of you, led by their manager, Thad Willis. So stop by Ruby's Pizzeria and Grill and let them know that the Unequal Podcast sent you there. 795 East, 1400 North in Logan.
We thought we had the world in hand, and now I've got it back. All the good times that I thought we had.